Once again, I welcome on the class of Foundation Engineering. So in the last class, I have discussed about how to compute the ultimate load on the pile by static formula. And in static formula, first case I have discussed, that is when soil is cohesive. So in case of cohesive soil, we have discussed the ultimate load is sum of the point bearing resistance of the pile plus frictional resistance on the pile. So the expression of point bearing resistance was pi by 4 d square into 9 cu, and frictional resistance is pi dl into alpha cu in case of circular pipe, and in case of square pile, the ultimate load on the pile is qp plus qf, where qp is b square into 9 cu, and frictional resistance is 4bl into alpha c. So today I will discuss about the ultimate load capacity of the on the pile in case of granular soil. So let us discuss about the ultimate load on the pile in case of granular soil. So granular soil. First case I have already discussed in the previous class. In case of granular soil, so let us assume this is our pile, and this is the ground surface, and this is pile cap, and Qu is the ultimate load on the pile. So this ultimate load is resisted by point bearing resistance or atom bearing resistance and frictional resistance of the pile. But here the soil is granular deposit. Granular soil means C is equal to 0, pi is there, and gamma is there. So in this case, the ultimate load is the sum of point bearing resistance Qp plus frictional resistance. It is same as the in case of cohesive soil, but the expression of this point bearing resistance and frictional resistance is changed as compared to the clay soil. So point bearing resistance, point bearing resistance Qp can be computed as, so Qp is equal to point bearing stress into area at the base. So this is the expression of Qp, and point bearing stress can be computed as, so we know that Qpu can be written as Cnc plus Q can be written as sigma dash Nq plus 0.5 B gamma N gamma. So for cohesionless soil, the value of C is 0. So Qpu can be written as sigma dash Nq plus 0.5 B gamma N gamma. So this is the expression of point bearing stress. This is point bearing stress. QPU or QP, it is same, and this is applicable for IS code method. But other methods, due to very low, due to very lesser value of 0.5 B gamma N gamma as compared to sigma dash NQ, we neglect we neglect the value of 0.5 B gamma N gamma. So QP or QPU can be written as sigma dash into NQ, where sigma dash is the effective stress at the critical depth of the pile, and NQ is the bearing capacity factor. So sigma dash is the effective stress at the critical depth of the pile. So what is critical depth? So generally we know that effective stress increases with the increase in the length of the embedded pile. As if I make, this is our embedded pile. Let us assume this is our pile and this is our pile cap. So let us assume this is our length of the pile. So the effective stress can be written as, this is the effective stress gamma into L. But this is in actual condition. Actual condition. But due to the various field observation, it is observed that the effective stress increases up to certain depth, and after that it will be constant. And this depth is called critical depth of the pile, DC. This is the critical depth of the pile. Due to various field observation, it has been observed that effective stress increases up to certain height or depth, and after that depth our effective stress will be constant, and that depth is called critical depth. So various field observation field observation effective stress increases up to certain depth, and after that it will be constant. This depth is called this depth is called critical depth. So this depth is called critical depth. So we have to find the effective stress up to this depth, because effective stress up to critical depth, and for loose to medium sand, critical depth DC is equal to 15 times diameter or width of the pile. For dense sand, critical depth DC is equal to 20 times the diameter of the pile or width of the pile. So that depends on the shape. If the shape is circular, so 20 times the diameter of the pile. If the shape is a square, so it's the width of the pile, 20 times the width of the pile. So we have to find the QP value up to this depth DC, because after that the effective stress will be constant. So we have to find the these values of here QP can be computed as, here the sigma QP is sigma dash NQ, where sigma is the effective stress at the critical depth of the pile, and critical depth the depth at which the effective stress increases, and after that it will be constant. So that depth is called critical depth, and it is 15D for loose to medium sand, and very dense sand it is 20 times the diameter of the pile. Similarly, skin friction resistance can be computed. So skin friction resistance, QF. So skin friction resistance can be computed as QF is equal to Fs into As, and this Fs is the called unit frictional stress, and the value of Fs is equal to mu times lateral stress, sigma L. Fs is the mu times the lateral stress, where mu is the coefficient of friction, and this mu can be written as tan delta, where delta is the friction angle between soil and pile, and for most of the soil the value of delta is equal to 3 by 4 times phi, where phi is the angle of internal friction of the soil. And we know that the in our lateral earth pressure theory, earth pressure coefficient is equal to ratio of effective horizontal stress to the effective vertical stress. So effective horizontal stress can be written as K times effective vertical stress. So here we can see that mu times this value is sigma L dash. So can be written as sigma H dash or L dash lateral stress, sigma L dash is equal to sigma H dash. So this sigma L dash can be written as K times sigma B. So we can write Fs unit frictional stress or resistance is equal to mu is tan delta into K times sigma B dash, where K is the earth pressure earth pressure coefficient, and sigma B dash is the average effective stress at the pile tip. But this average effective stress at the pile tip, so we have already discussed that this vertical stress or effective vertical stress varies with it is not increases up to height of the pile. So let us assume once again, if I draw the distribution, so it will be for loose to medium sand, and for dense sand. So this critical depth is 20 times diameter if the diameter of the pile is d, and this critical depth is 15 times the diameter of the pile. So this frictional resistance can be computed as frictional resistance. So let us assume this is our pile and this is the pile cap. This is our pile cap and this is the length of the pile. So as I told you that the effective vertical stress is increases up to certain height or depth, and after that it will be constant, and this depth is called critical depth. So here the effective stress is gamma into dc if the unit weight of the soil is gamma, phi and c is equal to 0. So gamma dc, so here also gamma into dc. So unit frictional resistance can be computed as Fs is equal to Fs1 plus Fs2, and Fs1 can be written as K1 into tan delta 1 into sigma average dash plus K2 into tan delta 2 into sigma average 2 dash, where K1 is the let us assume here if the here the earth pressure coefficient, and K2 is the earth pressure coefficient for this region. Similarly, tan delta 1, so delta 1 is the friction angle between wall, between soil and pile at this region, and delta 2 is the friction angle between pile and soil at this region. So and sigma average dash, so sigma average 1 dash is the average effective stress for this region. So let us assume this is 1 and this is 2. So sigma average dash can be written as 0 plus gamma times dc by 2. So it will be gamma into dc by 2, where gamma is the unit weight and dc is the critical depth. Similarly, sigma average dash 2 can be computed as, so it will be also average, so gamma dc plus gamma dc by 2, so it will be gamma into dc. And frictional resistance can be frictional resistance qf can be computed as, so frictional resistance qf is equal to we can compute uh, qf is fs1 into as1 plus fs2 into as2. So similarly we can compute this frictional resistance, and after that ultimate load can be computed as qp plus qf. If the value of point bearing resistance, if point bearing resistance is much greater than the frictional resistance, then such type of pile is called point bearing pile. Similarly, if the value of frictional resistance is much greater than the point bearing resistance, then such type of pile is called frictional pile. So maximum possible value or the maximum value, the maximum value for point resistance QP, the maximum value for for QP point bearing stress is 11,000 kilonewton per meter square for silica sand and 5,000 kilonewton per meter square for calcareous sand. Similarly, the maximum value for unit frictional stress Fs is 100 kilonewton per meter square for silica sand and 20 kilonewton per meter square for calcareous sand. So here we have seen that how to compute the ultimate load on the pile, and one thing we have seen that this the critical depth is possible only in the case of granular soil, because due to the arching effect this type of stresses effective stress distribution we have seen, but in clay soil there is a no arching effect, so the effective stress is justly effective stress is increasing as we increase the embedded length of the pile. So this effect is called arching effect, and the critical depth is possible only in case of granular soil, and it is not possible in case of clay, because arching effect is only in the occur in the sand, it is not occur in the clay. So let us take one problem. A 12-meter long pile, 300 mm diameter, is driven into a uniform deposit of dense sand, and the angle of internal friction is given 40 degree. The water table is at great depth and is not likely to rise. The dry unit weight of sand is 18 kilonewton per meter cube. So we have to compute the safe load capacity of the pile with a factor of safety of 2.5, and the value of earth pressure coefficient is given to, and NQ is 137. So delta can be computed as, for concrete pile it will be 3 by 4 into 5. So 3 by 4 into 5 is 40 degree, so it will be 30 degree. And K is given 2 and NQ is given 137. So let us make the pile. So this is our pile. Length of the pile is 12 meter and diameter of the pile is 0.3 meter. Diameter is 0.3 meter. And the soil property, this is the ultimate load. So unit weight is, dry unit weight is how much? So dry unit weight is 18 kilonewton per meter cube. 18 kilonewton per meter cube, and phi dash is equal to 40 degrees. So ultimate load can be written as QP plus QF. So firstly we have to find the point bearing resistance. This is QP and QF. So point bearing resistance, point bearing resistance. So QP can be computed as small qp into AB. So small qp is the point bearing resistance or stress. QP is sigma dash into NQ, where sigma dash is the effective stress at the critical depth. So firstly we have to compute the critical depth DC. So in case of dense sand it is 20 times the diameter of pile. So it will be 20 into 0.3. So it will be 6 meter. So the critical depth is 6 meter. So let us assume this is our pile. So without arching effect, or the effective stress will be look like this. But due to the various field of observation, our effective stress increases up to certain depth and then it will be constant. This depth is called critical depth, that is 6 meter. So the effective stress can be, we have to compute the effective stress up to this depth, sigma dash. So it will be how much? Unit weight, dry unit weight is 18. So 18 into 6, this is 108 kilonewton per meter square. So QP can be computed as capital QP. Point bearing resistance can be computed as QP into AB, and it will be sigma dash into NQ into AB. Sigma dash is 108 into NQ is 137. So it will be 137 into AB is pi by 4 into 0.3 whole square. So the value will be 108 into 137 into 0.25 into pi into 0.3 whole square. So it will be 1045 1045.87 kilonewton. Similarly, frictional resistance QF can be computed as, so frictional resistance can be computed as QF is equal to Fs into As, where Fs is equal to K into tan delta into sigma average dash. So here sigma average dash will be, let us assume this is our pile and this is the length of the pile. So the effective stress like this. Here the effective stress is, this is 6 meter critical depth, and this is also 6 meter. So this value is 108, and here is also 108. So the QF can be computed as QF1 plus QF2, or it can be written as FS1 into AS1 plus FS2 into AS2. So it can be written as QF is equal to FS1 can be written as K into tan delta, because the soil is same for both layer, these two portion 1 and 2. But here we can write sigma average 1 dash into AS1 plus K into tan delta into sigma average 2 dash into AS2. So QF can be written as QF is equal to K is 2 into tan 30 degree into sigma average dash. So for first, the average effective stress is 0 plus 108 by 2. So it will be 0 plus 108 by 2 into pi into 0.3 into frictional resistance. So frictional resistance for 6 meter. So it will be 6 plus, it will be 2 into tan 30 into 108 plus 108 divided by 2 into pi into 0.3 into 6. So the value of frictional resistance is coming 1057.81. So the ultimate load on the pile is QP plus QF. So point bearing resistance we have already computed. Point bearing resistance is how much? So it will be 1045.87. So it will be 1045.87 plus 1057.81. So it will be how much? 1045.87 plus 1057.81. So it will be 2103.68. 2103.68 kilonewton. So allowable load is equal to ultimate load divided by factor of safety. So it will be 2103.68 divided by factor of safety. So how much factor of safety is given? Factor of safety is 2.5. So it will be divided by 2.5. So 2103.68 divided by 2.5. So allowable load or safe load on the pile is 841.47 kilonewton. So dear student, today I have discussed about the how to compute the ultimate load on the pile in case of granular soil. So the ultimate load is once again same as the in case of clay, that is ultimate load is the sum of point bearing resistance plus frictional resistance, and the point bearing resistance can be computed by point bearing stress into base area, and point bearing stresses can be computed as sigma dash into NQ, where sigma dash is the effective stress at critical depth, and the critical depth for loose to medium sand I have discussed, that is 15 times the diameter of the pile or width of the pile, and for dense sand it is 20 times the diameter of the pile or width of the pile. And frictional resistance can be computed as the multiplication of unit frictional stress into surface area, and unit frictional stress can is equal to the mu times into sigma v dash, sorry, sigma h dash means lateral stress, or lateral stress can be written as k into sigma v dash, where k is the earth pressure coefficient and sigma v is the average effective stress at the base of the pile, and mu can be written as the coefficient of friction, that is tan delta, where delta is the angle of friction between the wall and soil, between the pile and soil. So with the help of this, we can compute the ultimate load on the pile. So in the next class, I will discuss the pile groups, how to compute the ultimate load carrying capacity of the pile group and efficiency of pile group. So take care of your health and happy learning.